Nice! Yo, I made it! Okay, oh my god. Welcome back. So that was the infamous Krunch and Munch. Krunch, one of the first couple levels that he really fawned over was Fruity Factory. And today on the 80% Guide, this is the stage that we'll be completing. You want to make sure that you're starting with Cranky, so hopefully by the time you finished Harvest Hazards, you didn't lose Cranky somewhere in the last section. I will be showing you how to deal with a solo Donkey Kong setup at the beginning of the stage. But Cranky Kong will save you more time, and there are plenty of semi-loose backup strats to go for here and there throughout the stage. So what you saw me doing at the beginning, I'm not going to go for it because of how... I'll explain it later. It's just incredibly precise to be able to roll over that pit. I also got another trick where I did not take damage off of this spike right here. Ooh, okay, got it twice in a row. And then I'm just going to jump here for safety's sake. This stage is, I would say, pretty decently difficult. Not entirely too stressful. There are some tense moments coming up, though. And right here... Nice, okay. And then the Krunch ledge, right here. Okay, and then pretty much right here we're at the end of the stage. Very little can go wrong from here on out. So it's another opportunity to have some fun. By the way, you don't need to pound there. So you'll notice that this is a stage where we're switching from Cranky to Dixie. And that's because we need Dixie for the... well, we sort of don't need Dixie for the next stage, but we do need her for this barrel, though. Right here. Dixie does speed up the last portion of this stage, and because we're waiting on a barrel cycle in the next stage for the next Kong that we're picking up, it's no big deal switching from Cranky to Dixie. She makes it so that we don't have to wait on the long pit over the spiky fruit, and so that we can get to that gold barrel a little bit sooner. Let's go ahead and get the old man back in here. Now, you do need to have Cranky at the beginning of this stage. He is faster. But you are more than likely going to get hurt and have to pick up a Cranky barrel on the way anyway. I'm really surprised that I managed to get through the beginning section without getting hurt either time. It is a slightly faster technique. So, mashing out of this cutscene. Oh, darn it. Silly me. Forgot to drop Cranky. Anyway. Mashing out of the cutscene, what you want to do is you want to do a light roll jump. Time attack is very strict on this, in the sense that when you're mashing out of a cutscene solo Donkey Kong, I'm sorry, in time attack it's not easy to time it, because in time attack you have the 3-2-1 counter, you can see the screen and everything, but when you're doing it in the actual stage of solo Donkey Kong, that's going to be slightly different. You have to mash and then know when your roll jump is going to end. Not an easy thing to do. So on a lot of the stages where you would normally start with a Kong, and then you start without a Kong, and there's a precise jump at the beginning, it's difficult to make sure that it comes out the same quality. So you're rolling here, you can roll straight across this gap, jump. Now here's an important tip about vine grabbing. You will slow down as you approach any grabbable object, and this is especially dangerous later on in the game. But for right here, if you want to save a little bit of time, just press grab as you get to it, and not holding grab before you get to it. Holding grab before you get to it, you'll kill your roll speed, and you'll just start like going to a slower grab animation. Just press grab when you're on top of it, let go, bounce, shoot into the background. Now for this section right here, I'm just going to explain right now what is so special about the Krunch and Munch. And basically, it is possible to roll over this gap. From the moment I landed in the background, it's possible to roll over that small gap right there. The reason why is, in my theory, is because of the roll cycle animation. If you'll notice that in parts of the roll cycle, Cranky is sometimes higher up and lower down. Like you can see it in the wind trail that he's like bouncing up and down. And it's part of the animation, it's cute or whatever, but like if you're on the wrong part of that roll cycle animation, you're too low to make it across this gap for whatever reason. So this happens in a bunch of places in the game. This happens here, this happens in 5-6, this happens in 6-1 sometimes. And it's all about this sub-pixel positioning that you're worrying about with your roll cycle animation. So it's not something that you want to rely on. It's because of like how invisible it is to the naked eye, it's very dangerous to go for in runs. I can try to roll over this gap right now. I don't know exactly where I need to be standing, but I remember that when I shoot into the background, you want to take a slight step forward and then roll across the gap. That's technically faster, but what's technically safer is just rolling and jumping over. So let's see if I can get it this time. No. It's not easy to be able to just cleanly roll over those gaps, and that's why we have the Krunch and Munch as a listed strategy. Krunch and Munch basically refers to a section coming up where the same thing happens and you get under something really quickly. So right here, this knife, as it comes down, you want to make sure that it's like on its way down before you do a roll jump. Because the platform is moving to the left, just wait a second. Yeah, that would be how you would get past that. So if you took a hit from that paddle, that first one that we just timed getting through, then this Cranky barrel will actually almost be on cycle. All you really have to do is do a high jump, and then you can grab Cranky on the way down as you're passing by. So when you're grabbing this Cranky, you want to make sure that you do a roll jump, and you're bouncing off the fish-chucking walrus dude. You want to make sure that you're holding A slightly so that your bounce is stronger than just like a natural bop, because the next section there's another slicing paddle that'll come, or it's a slapping paddle. It'll come across as you get by it. Everything's slightly off cycle now, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're doing a slightly hard bop off of that walrus so that you don't get hit by the paddle. It'll swing underneath you before you land, and you'll be able to pogo out of there. You want to do a light, just a natural bop off of the helmeted tuck, and then on this next section, you just do a roll hop, roll hop. Now this is where the actual Krunch and Munch is. It's somewhere around this banana. If you manage to land slightly before this banana, but not in between them entirely, not directly on top of the first banana, in theory, you'd be able to roll straight across. Krunch did this in his world record, and I did that at the very beginning of this video. It's not easy to get, and it kills a lot of time. It would only save you about half of a second, so it's not really worth going for. Losing Cranky, though, not good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start this over real quick. As you can see, the first checkpoint is right there. That's what makes dying in that hole that much more painful. You would have to redo this entire section, which costs you nearly 20 to 30 seconds. So slowly Donkey Kong has to wait right here. You really want to wait for Cranky. Roll hop, roll hop. Damage boosting through there, very easy, not complicated. Do a deep roll into the pit. That way when you jump across, you'll be able to pogo and not have to be pushed back by the track here. You can do another pogo off of this one right here onto this first fruit, and then on the next fruit you could just do a roll jump and even pick up the O. Waiting for this gate, just make sure that you're close. You want to be able to roll underneath it as soon as you can. Don't do like frame CV rolls, just make sure that you get under the gate. Here we go. Full pogo up here. Now at this next section, you're actually barely going to be landing on this platform before a tuck would walk into you. So just make sure you're not losing any pace. Jump, and then you can roll straight through them, no problem. On this next section right here, you're going to be actually on a tram that's moving forward, so you're going to want to use that to your advantage. Rolling along it. Here, that one's pushing you back, so you would rather not be on that one for any more time than you have to be. Now, as you jump off of this tram, where I jumped was actually going to land me on top of the tuck with a full jump. And the reason why that's important to do it with a full jump is because what I like to do is I like to hold A off of this tuck, which allows me to land on the next section without having to do a bop or any type of bounce. Doing a bop or bounce risks getting you hit by the piranha plant. With one hard cranky, you would lose him and you would lose a ton of time. I already let go of A, so the next time I pull, the next time I unpause, I'm going to have to carefully try and time this jump. Let's see. Yeah, and I got caught by him. That's why you would rather, off of this section, you're trying to do a full jump to land on him, and then you're just holding A. That way you'll land right on top of this part as the fruit is getting chewed up by it. So you'd land like right around there, and you'd just do a small roll hop afterwards. Just gonna grab this barrel here for safety real quick. So on this next section, this is also based on like you moving in pace with the level. These fruits are going to be in slightly weird patterns that I'm not used to, but basically what we're trying to do for the patterns that you should be used to is a light pogo and then a full pogo, and that'll land you like right around here. What you're trying to do with this pogo, and you have to like really read this one by eye on how strong the pogo is going to be, but you're trying to use this pogo right here to pogo you all the way onto this ledge. The goal is to be able to land right here with a pogo, because if you land right here with a pogo going at full speed, you'll be able to go through the next section very easily. With a full pogo, light pogo, and then you would roll across that. Now, if you manage to get it all at full speed, the swinging blades won't actually hit you while you're doing that, and then you can just grab this plug. And it's important to have Cranky for this last section because he does save you just a little bit more time. Right here. So you grab Dixie, and there's a small ledge right here you can actually stand on. I don't know if the developers realized that the fruit was sticking out enough to do this, but it allows you to skip having to deal with jumping up and forth. So you can actually do a full pogo here with Cranky, saves you a little bit of time. If you don't have Cranky, you just break the Dixie barrel immediately and flutter up to the top. And you can do a pogo just like that, and then you can break Dixie right here. Now what you're waiting for here is you're just waiting for the next fruit to come up, and then you can roll off of it. Doing a full roll jump off of the next fruity platform that comes up will get you across this pit. So, right around there, flutter, and that's it. All you really have to do for this last section is survive. There's nothing special going on. All you have to do is just kind of wait. 1, 2, 3, and then what I like to do is just wait here, flutter a bit. It really doesn't matter like what you do. Like I screw around all the time on this part of the stage. This is the second to last one that you'll be seeing, and then this one is the last one right here. Just do a full jump, flutter, and you got the barrel. Fruity Factory, very decent mix feeling. I would say it's a decent mix of like difficult and like casual in this stage as far as speedrunning goes. Not terribly, you know, punishing throughout the majority of the stage, but then there are those moments where it's like you really got to focus and make sure you nail these tricks down so you don't lose any speed. And there's Krunch. Now, what ended up happening was at some point when I was trying to figure out like how Krunch had got over that gap, he was like, "Oh, it just kept doing it until I got it." And then I went and investigated the stage, and I went and told the guys, "Oh, this is how you do it. Like it's about this spot that you land on." So then Goldfish came in. He was like, "Okay, cool." And Goldfish took world record for a little while, and then Krunch came back and took it back. So this is Krunch right now doing the fastest solo DK entrance. Not getting hit, going. And he actually found that this stage is faster. He was the one who found that this stage is faster by switching from Cranky to Dixie. There was the Krunch and Munch. Pretty cool that he managed to get underneath that without taking any damage. Cranky saves just enough time in the beginning to make it worth using Cranky. And then switching to Dixie. And there's that pogo setup that you're looking for, right there. Crunch a ledge. That frame savey first moment you could break the barrel. Pretty cool. And then this is the last section of the stage. This stage also has some really nice music, very underappreciated music. So, I hope that this guide helps you out. Next time we'll be doing Panicky Paddles, another stage where we're going to be taking the secret exit. And finally, we get to see how Diddy is capable of swimming against underwater currents, making him the faster Kong to finish the stage with. Thank you for watching.